A couple more videos to do, which is technically two. But I think I'm just gonna finish the Berserk. We're gonna go in because the problem isn't that the phone is overheating. The problem is I got and I don't have a lot of time. For example, I've been filming for an hour 30. The battery will last 2 hours, so that's not good, right? So like I was saying, it's a really cool scene. Griffith dropped the crossbow to save Guts. And he dropped the crossbow to save Guts, right? And this is really nice because they're two on a horse, which slow down the horse. And this is nice because Griffith is willing to sacrifice himself for Guts. Now this is a really important scene, and this is really important because yes, you won the fight against Guts. Yes, Guts has to follow him, but it doesn't mean that it can't get Guts to want to follow him, right? And this is pretty much it. So they scatter. Everybody is saved there, which is super freaking cool. They are winning, and this is amazing because how can I say this? It's just a good battle. See, Guts pro in itself. The battle itself isn't that great. The battle itself isn't great because you got you got Guts that proved himself that was worthy, and you got everybody that's safe except for a couple of guys that we don't care about, sadly. So they won. Now the nobles are talking about how much Griffith is a good captain, and this is super cool because we saw that Griffith was a good person because we saw the fights, right? But this is the nobles that are talking about Griffith and how good he is. See, Griffith being super strong. So it's kind of insane, right? It's kind of insane because if a mercenary group is deemed good enough, which never happens, they will be sort of allowed to be part of the general army. So there you go. So they're like, yo, Griffith is amazing. This is super nice because they're celebrating, right? And they say, hey Griffith, this is all thanks to you. And one of the guys said, you know what, this new guy, Gus, did pretty well. And this is important also because this puts Griffith and Gus almost on equal ground. They're mentioning two soldiers, and it's Guts and Griffith. Now, ultimately speaking, for Griffith it's normal. For Guts, it's a huge thing because Guts is not used to that much love. Guts, however, doesn't want to celebrate with them. He is there. See, Guts in itself, and this is super cool because this specific scene, is very telling. Guts has its sword. So does Gus doesn't trust them? Does Gus doesn't feel like he belongs? It's complex, but he doesn't. He feels like he has to be alone, and Guts feel bad for him. However, there's three people that's safe that goes there. And this is super cool. So they're getting it, and I gotta say, these are my three favorites. There's Judo, there's Prickett, and there's Pippin. So it's super nice. No, they're telling him like, hey, there's a party downstairs, come check with us. And Gus like, no, I don't want to, I'm good. And they're just like you can't really, you can't really because it's the party is for you. It's to welcome you in the Band of Ock. And Prickett is the one, and this is kind of cool because Judo is the one that's talking a lot, but Prickett, the Rickert, is the one. I call him Prickett. It's Rickert. Rickert is gonna be the one that really convince him and say, "Hey, thank you, Guts, because you saved my ass back there." And Rickert is the first one that really like see Guts as a good person, because Guts. So what happened is, Guts it's complex because did Guts wants to fight himself? Yes. Was he knowledgeable on how to fight with another army? Not really. So he did save Ricketts. Now, this is super funny because they're trying to convince him, it doesn't work. Try to convince him, it doesn't work. Then finally Pippin is enough, and Pippin just grabs Guts and goes there. And this is super fucking funny because he grabs him and he brings him downstairs. Now the first thing Guts says is, "Don't touch me," which we know why, but he still brings us. And this is super funny because they give Gus a drink, right? And it's like, yo, we're celebrating you. So Gus knows that by drinking the drink, he means that he's willing to be part of the Band of Ock. What he does, he drinks with them. He drinks, and everybody's laughing, and everybody's happy. See, this is super cool. So this is super cool because, again, there's gonna be something that's said later on. Guts will say, hey, I've been in another mercenary group, but the Band of Ock are different. That's a positive thing. So you gotta comment like, this is super cool. Like you gotta come in and get people tapping on his shoulder. Actually, in my mind, Rookie, you wanna help a guy that taking on that many men by yourself. a little impulsive. Some stuff only Griffith can see. As a future rookie, Animal, you're trustworthy. See, this is super cool. This is super cool. And again, Guts. This is beautiful. Guts, we just wanted to fight. He didn't care about. Well, did he care about saving people? Black Swordman doesn't. This Guts does he? I don't know. But he's like, yo, you took on a lot of men yourself because that's people didn't have to fight as hard as they usually do because that we didn't have to risk our life as much as we usually do. You got this guy. He's the only one that doesn't like Guts. And again, you understand why Guts did kill people, you know? You got Casca also. In Casca is also on the other one because she's losing Griffith. The closer Guts get to Griffith, the closer they are. So really, it's really, really good. It's really, really, really good. It's really good. And by the way, this is the last chapter that we did tonight. So that we're doing today. So we got more of Guts being part of the party. And this is such a telling thing. Wait, I'm gonna check out if this is. I might have went too far. Did I go too far? No, I didn't go too far. Nice. 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 Yeah, it's a really sweet moment when Guts is being appreciated. And this is super cool because Guts is seemingly awake and he's thinking about the good memories that he had with friends. And he's smiling because it was nice. Judo comes in and it's like, hey, guess what? This is so nice. This is so fucking nice. Oh shit, 50%. Okay, we're gonna finish this and that's it. This is so fucking nice because Judo comes in and he's like, hey, what do you think about us? And it's like, yeah, you guys are alright. And this is cool because his plan was to get him for Griffith. But Judo, and this is why I love the Band of Ops so much. Like, you're not supposed to care. You're not in charge. You're not an officer. You're just supposed to get Griffith's Guts because Griffith want to see him. But you do care, right? And it's like, okay, well, and this is what he says. Mercenary bands are never much different. They're savage, based mostly of rope with some men who pass, you know. Surprised by how young everyone here is, but that's not all. Here it's somehow different. And this is why it's, he said, like, why? And he said, okay, well, we're a bunch of people, but we all been charmed by Griffith, right? So this is also, I'm going to read this because this is so important to me. If anything, maybe it's Griffiths, I'd say. Those who've been completely charmed by Griffith, those who figure as long as they stick with Griffith, they'll get to see great things. I mean, all of us are here because of his charisma. Again, it's Griffith. This is insane. On its own, no one is of us is any big deal, no different from any mercenary. Like unlike other mercenary who are then they only think about money and survival, we're different. Around here, while we do spend every day blood-filled day killing and being killed, we can also cry, laughing, and getting whatever. Yeah, they're normal people, and what he doesn't say is they all want Griffith to succeed, you know, and it's kind of funny. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. This is what I was talking about. Just when you think he has the spiky look on his face, he smiles and sounds like a baby. Is he a child and adult, a good guy or a villain? I don't really know what he is. This is from Judo. Judo says that, and Judo has been following him for years. So imagine somebody that's been following him for years says, I don't know really know what he is. He said he might be a villain, but I'm still willing to follow him. There you go. So this is a super important. So they're like, okay, well, what's special about Griffith? I can't really describe it. It's just not its formation, its tactic. Ordinary people like us don't understand Griffith. It took him a longer than a lifetime to achieve it, but I guess he might have some kind of conviction. Conviction in what? In everything. That I didn't understand. I just have to read it because it's just so good. Not whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. It's not whether we really know him or not. Isn't that just how it is when a man gathers or the men together? So it's really good. It's really good. This is amazing. I like Judo a lot, and Judo is again one of the person that is smart. Somebody not the greatest warrior, but he's smart. So he's like, the person calls Guts is like, hey, the boss wants to see you, and Judo tells Guts that home that I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. That home that you've been looking for, you might find it here. So, just beautiful. I'm sure you'll find it here, the place where you belong. So you got Griffith taking a shower. This is funny because they have a battle, and this is kind of cool. This is a really sweet moment of Guts and Griffith fighting and splashing each other. Now, here's why, right? Griffith is a kid and knows that Guts needs some kindness, and Guts never got to be a kid, so him playing like that is the repressed child in him. You know, Gambino wouldn't do that. So gods see the necklace of Griffith, and this is weirdly, this is how you know that Griffith is special. So first of all, you know that Griffith is special because of obvious things, but you see the eye of the Beelith, and it's like this is insane, because the eye of Beelith, it's super nice. It's closed eye, and we saw him. Okay, so it's complex. The necklace is the eye of Belith. The eye of Belith is the same one. Now I have to maintain that this is not the same one. The Count had one, and the Griffith has one. It's called the Hag of the King. The Belith. I'm still not going to read it because it's so important. You see, it's said that whoever possesses is the same to obtain the world in exchange for his own flesh and blood. So this is insane. Because, spoiler, Griffith, when he sacrifices anything, he will sacrifice his flesh and blood. And he knows the price. It's a question as you don't know. So the Count, you can argue that he didn't know how much it was going to cost him. But Griffith does know, you know? And he, Guts picks it up. This is kind of insane because one of the eye of the Beelith opens. And it's like, pretty freaky, huh? And this is super cool because look, he says neat like a kid. So this is really nice. So Guts is like, okay, well, why'd you save me? To Griffith. And Griffith's like, yo, I just acquired an amazing soldier. I have to make sure that he's ready to be useful, you know? And it's kind of cool because he cares about him. What is being said here? And that's kind of, you really have to read it. But am I good for the batteries? Not really. Shit. What is also meant here is Griffith wouldn't come for anybody else. Now, I think it's important to show you this. Griffith is basically talking and you see Dove around. Everything next to Griffith is majestic, right? Come along with me. Look at this. Look at this. Men of Ark are just the outset, just the beginning. This is where it starts to get interesting because of Guts, right? You can bet your life on that. And basically what he says is he's trying to so one of the problem of Griffith itself is nobody knows what he's thinking. Nobody knows what he's doing, right? And when he's talking, even then when he's talking about we're the chosen one, the Guts, he said it's funny, I never talked about that to anybody. So Griffith is kinda complex. And he tells Guts, I'm gonna get my kingdom. So this is okay, I'm not gonna show you because he's naked. But he's basically saying naked and the sun, I'll get my kingdom. And this is insane because the next scene is so telling. You're seeing Guts basically shielding his eyes from the light. And of course it's a sunny day, but it's kind of intended as Griffith is the light itself. You'll find my cause because you belong to me. Look at the way he's talking. This is kind of insane. Decide the place where I will decide the place where you die. And again, you see the dove around him. It's so majestic. And this is why I kind of adore Griffith. And this is weird because Griffith is a asshole. He's horrible, right? He is horrible. But in moments like that, you see that if Berserk was a story, the main character would be Guts, it would be Griffith. That's the amount of power that he has. So you got Ricket that comes in, so much later, and Ricket is chilling with Guts, and it's super nice because Ricket makes sure that Guts is okay. Because Ricket's one of the only ones that realized that Guts might not be okay with joining the Men of Ark, right? He didn't really have a choice. The punk said, "Oh, that's just a matter of course." I mean, when he said that, it's crazy. But at the same time, it's insane because Guts repeated the speech, but then he realized like he's right, and it's insane because it's almost as if Griffith knew that that's what Guts needed to hear. Like, what did I do the last 4 years? I went from town to town, picking up bounty, killing people, and just left. Maybe this is my home, right? And he's starting to see this as a home. So this is super cool because, and this is such an important scene. He regrets his past, right? Because he's been going around killing people, right? And there's no meaning to that. And in that, he sees himself as Gambino. He compares himself as what Gambino used to do. And this is complex because this is where this is such an important scene because if Guts respects Gambino, he doesn't mind being like Gambino. If Guts doesn't respect Gambino, then he does mind being Gambino. Kind of thing. You understand? So this is again super important. Still don't have. So basically we got Ricket who pushes Guts in the water. Sorry. I heard that Guts gets a promotion. Guts gets a promotion. After 2 weeks, you get 10 men under your command. Now, here's the problem. I would have liked the Golden Age to be bigger, and I would like to see the people under Guts's care. So, technically, big spoiler, everybody at the Band of Arc, except for 2 characters, die. Guts, Griffith, Casca. Everybody else dies. So I would like to see, like, it doesn't really matter what we see, right? I would have liked to see, hey, these are people that we care about. So there you go. So then it's super nice because Ricket is like, hey, congratulations for everything. And it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts because he gives his hand and Guts touch it. Now, for a guy that doesn't want to be touched, he allowed Guts Griffith to touch him. He allowed Ricket to touch him. So this is pretty meaningful. It means that he's comfortable around these people, which is great. For now, just call me Guts. Ricket is there, and this is cool. We get another fight, more fights, and this is such an important scene because we get another battle, and Guts is officially part of the Band of Hawk. Officially part of the Band of Hawk. I want to see if the next one we did, but I don't think we did. I think I did another one. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did another one. We'll have to read that. Now the question is, did I do more than one or one only? I don't remember this. Anyway, we're gonna stop now. We're gonna stop here for now because this phone is at 6%. 5%, yes. Let's stop now.